And now stand for the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. And now for a moment of silence.
Today on the show, we will discuss the senior night wrestling matchup against Independence, along with a recap of the boys and girls basketball district battle against McKinney North. We'll take a look at a special feature on newly named National High School Coach of the Year, Rick Carpenter. ETSN starts right now. Welcome to the show. We have a lot going on in the world of Prosper Sports this week, so let's get right to it. Here to walk us through the highlights is JT Graham and Khalil Adams. JT?
Thanks, Trey. This past Thursday, our Eagle wrestling team hosted their senior night duel against Frisco Independence to honor the four seniors, Glorious Mays, Isaac Cordy, Kane Brown, and Devin Reagan. They gave Independence the good old-fashioned P-Town beatdown. Although emotions were running high, that did not stop our seniors from pinning down the competition and wiping the scoreboards. The boys and girls went undefeated against the Knights and are preparing for districts being right around the corner. Khalil?
Men's basketball took on McKinney North Friday night at North. Great defense and good ball movement lifted the men Friday to a very important win. Even though the Eagles struggled early with shooting from the field, they were able to overcome the mistakes and defeat North to stay in a solid second place in district play. The Eagles are preparing to go into the second half of district, which will tell the tale of whether the Eagles can claim a stake of Titletown. Prosper has a tough 4-game stretch in the next 2 weeks facing Wiley East, an improved Wiley High, rival Lovejoy, and a dominating McKinney High. Armand Charnina is leading the scorers with 400 points this season. Myself, Griffin Powder, and Trevor Thompson are also putting up impressive numbers, each with over 200 points apiece. Next week, Wiley game will be here at home in the Nest.
A lot of sports are starting off strong this winter, and there are some big shoes to fill. This couldn't be more true for any team than it is for our girls' soccer team. ETSN reporter Shaznay Hardiman is with Mackenzie Hamilton and goes behind the pitch with an inside scoop on girls' soccer.
Shaznay Hardiman here with varsity soccer player Mackenzie Hamilton. How are you, Mackenzie?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, so inform me on what position you play.
I play center mid, which is basically what the position says. We're in the center of the field, and we connect the defense and the offense.
So I hear that it's your first year on varsity. So how have the upperclassmen prepared you for games and things like that?
Well, we have 8 returning seniors that all played on varsity last year. So starting with the first preseason practice, all the practices have been really competitive, really hard, and really intense. So that mentality has just been going throughout the whole season.
What goals have y'all set as a team to accomplish throughout the season?
Well, we definitely want to make it to playoffs, which would be getting in the top 4 of the district, and we want to win state.
Well, thank you, Mackenzie. Back to you guys at the desk.
We interrupt this broadcast to give you some breaking news. I'm standing outside the coach's office here at Prosper High School, where just this morning, Coach Chris Ross has been officially named head coach of Prosper football. Coach Chris Ross comes from Leander ISD, where he served as athletic director for the past several years, and prior to that was head coach at Cedar Park High School. Rumors have gotten around town last few weeks about who would take the helm here. Candidates have been seen walking in and out of the building since Coach Kent Scott's release in early December. A lot of coaching changes have been happening around North Texas football. We saw big announcements out of Waxahachie as John Kitna, former Dallas Cowboys quarterback, was named the head coach there. This could all be a game changer for the playoff picture next year. Coach Chris Ross will be on campus next Wednesday for an interview with ENN and to meet with the team. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Austin Garcia.
Wrestling's getting really hot, and they're peaking at the right time going into their first week of district. What do you guys have to say about it?
Well, wrestling is going to face one of the toughest districts in the state. For one, you have Centennial.
Centennial is one of the top wrestling teams in the state. They won state last year. They're picked to win it again this year. We got to bring our A game on the mat.
Now, we do have some returning wrestling finalists. Gabe Costa. I mean, he's putting up numbers for the wrestling team. Isaac Cordy, Devin Reagan.
I expect big things out of them. We'll see what they have to bring.
It's definitely going to be a tough district. Now on to girls basketball. They're doing tremendous, even with the loss of one of their senior starters, Kayla Gridzelanek. What do you guys think contributes to their success?
Young team. We have a very young team. They played a tough team in McKinney North. McKinney North won state last year. They're number 8 team in state this year. We went into their home and tried to beat them. They just weren't going to let that one slip away. And speed kills. McKinney North had speed. And that'll just be a change. That's the last time we'll play them. And
now,
we're
despite the loss to McKinney North, you got to remember, I mean, the girls' basketball record is still a very solid record, and that's with a young team.
A very young team.
With only 3 seniors on the team, there's so much room for improvement
and
and
freshman
growth
in
on
the
the
starting
team.
lineup.
You got a freshman on the starting lineup, and you don't hear about that much.
Now, on to the big dogs, boys basketball. Khalil, you guys are 6-1. What do you have to say about the work that your guys put in?
I mean, it's hard work. The one loss that we have was a heartbreaker. Yeah, I mean, that one still hurts. We still think about that. But, you know, we go by what Coach Ellis says is our motto, today, not tomorrow, TNT, and we're focused on what we have to face on Tuesday, which is Wild East trying to come into our home and take a win, which they need.
You know, going back to you said about your loss, you guys are 6-1. Your one loss to McKinney High. The game at the time, you were both 3-0 going into the district. Can you kind of tell us what what happened?
Home court advantage matters. That's the difference. You know, traveling to these places, it was a tough place to play. It was a tough environment to play. It wasn't the worst or most hostile place that we've played.
Speaking of which, Wiley East and McKinney North.
Yes, those are 2 hostile environments.
That was ridiculous.
Back to McKinney North. You guys do play them again, if I'm correct.
Yes, we do here at Prosper.
No, let's get on our grind and go get the W, huh, Khalil?
Yes, sir.
Prosper High School athletics is one that strives for excellence on and off the field. But none of these illustrious achievements would be possible without the coaches that are leading from behind. Coach Rick Carpenter has been at the head of Prosper baseball for the better part of the last decade. His teams are known around the state, and this year he was recognized as a National High School Coach of the Year. Reporter Ben Fine has the story.
Up to this point.
Here at Prosper High School, we have many coaches and teachers that put in hours on end off the clock for no purpose other than to benefit the students, whether that be in sports or just in general. One of these coaches was rewarded for that such dedication to their craft. Coach Rick Carpenter, who was recently awarded with National High School Coach of the Year. This award is presented to 21 high school coaches across the country, including our very own baseball coach, Coach Carpenter. Coach Carpenter has been coaching for 7 years at Prosper, and before that, he was at Elkins High School, which he molded into a baseball powerhouse in his time there, which only furthers his effectiveness as a coach. Coach Carpenter has over 700 wins over his illustrious career, along with 3 state championships. Not to mention his son is 2-time MLB All-Star Matt Carpenter, as well as another son, Tyler Carpenter, who went on to play minor league ball.
I was fortunate enough to get the USA Today Coach of the Year in 2002 because our team was the mythical national champion. Well, this particular award that I was fortunate enough to receive was based on my entire career.
This award is just adding to his already historic coaching career. Along with being one of the more storied coaches in the area in high school baseball, he also devotes his own time to teach the driver's ed program here at Prosper, along with volunteering with the youth football program.
The thing that's important to me when I'm coaching kids is not necessarily the winning and losing. It's more important to me that they learn some life lessons.
Whether it's on or off the field, Coach Carpenter always puts others before himself, and it has gotten him national recognition that we all know he deserves. Except for him, of course. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Ben Fine.
That's it for today's show. We'll see you next Monday with another look at the ins and outs here in the sticks. For ETSN, I'm Trey Maynard.
I'm JT Graham.
I'm Khalil Adams. Have a good day.